The story of stars is also the story of elements, and the story of elements is the story of life itself. In the early universe, there were only a few ingredients: hydrogen, helium, and a whisper of lithium. But everything else, the oxygen in your breath, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, was forged inside stars. This transformation is known as stellar nucleosynthesis, and it reshaped the galaxy forever. The first stars, called Population 3 stars, were massive, short-lived, and metal-poor. They exploded quickly, creating the first batch of heavy elements: carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and more. With each generation, the galaxy became richer in metals, a process astronomers call metallicity enrichment. Why does this matter? Because planets, especially rocky, Earth-like planets, can't form in a metal-free galaxy. You need silicon to build crusts, iron to form cores, carbon to create organic molecules. No metals, no Earths. So the journey from a sterile universe to one filled with potential life begins with this slow accumulation of stellar ashes. As stars die, especially in supernovae, they seed the galaxy with these critical materials. But not evenly. Supernova explosions eject metals in powerful winds that rise above the galactic plane, creating enormous bubbles of hot, enriched gas. These bubbles escape the disk temporarily, mixing in the halo, only to cool down and fall back later, in what scientists call a galactic fountain. These fountains ensure that metals don't stay local. Instead, they're distributed across vast regions, enriching the galaxy from core to edge. It's a form of galactic respiration. Stars breathe out their last breath in explosions, and the galaxy inhales their elements to make new stars, new worlds. This mixing process also explains metallicity gradients, the fact that inner regions of galaxies tend to be more metal-rich, while the outer disk remains poorer. Triangulum shows this pattern clearly. At its core, older stars, rich in metals. Toward the edges, younger, less enriched systems. But that pattern is always evolving, shaped by stellar migration, gas inflows, and the fountain-like redistribution of heavy elements. It's also worth noting that metallicity doesn't just affect planet formation. It influences the stars themselves. Molecular clouds with higher metallicity cool more efficiently, allowing them to collapse faster and form stars more readily. However, they also tend to form more low-mass stars than massive ones. That changes the shape of the initial mass function, which in turn affects the entire evolution of the galaxy. Fewer massive stars mean fewer supernovae, less feedback, and slower chemical enrichment in the next cycle. So, metallicity is not just a byproduct of stars. It's a driver of what kind of stars get made next. It's a loop. Stars create metals. Metals shape the next stars. Those stars create more metals, and so on. This elegant feedback loop is what makes galaxies complex and dynamic, and it's what allows life-friendly environments to emerge. Consider this. Earth formed from a second or third generation star. Its crust is filled with radioactive elements like uranium, created in supernovae or neutron star mergers. These elements power plate tectonics, regulate the carbon cycle, and help maintain habitability over billions of years. Without metals, Earth wouldn't just lack a solid surface, it would lack the processes that make it habitable. So when astronomers study metallicity in galaxies like Triangulum, they're not just measuring star stuff, they're measuring the potential for life. Which regions are ready to host rocky planets? Which clouds are rich enough in metals to form Earth-like systems? Which galactic environments are too primitive, still stuck in the hydrogen-helium phase of cosmic history? These are not abstract questions. They guide our search for exoplanets, our understanding of cosmic history, and our place in the universe. In Triangulum, astronomers have mapped the metallicity of different regions using spectroscopy. By analyzing the light from stars and gas, they can decode the elemental fingerprints of these regions, a process not unlike reading tree rings to learn about Earth's climate. The data reveals a turbulent, evolving galaxy, one that is gradually becoming more fertile, more complex, and more likely to host life-bearing worlds. And so the story continues. Each generation of stars builds on the ashes of the last. Each cycle of supernovae spreads the seeds wider. And somewhere out there, perhaps right now, a cloud enriched by ancient stars is collapsing into a solar system, with a rocky planet, with oceans, with life. All made possible because of one thing: the metals of the stars.